And then another thing, he says that Canadian and Mexican troops are getting ready to invade the U.S.
That's a lie. That's
Can
a
you
bold.
believe this? Canadian. We only have a total of about 50,000 troops in our whole military.
Yeah.
We can barely defend our own country.
Yeah, that's a bold. It's just a bold-faced lie. I'm calling him a liar when he says that right now. It's a lie. Canadian troops and Mexican troops are not gearing up to invade the United States of America.
Yeah, well, that's something he repeats that every day.
I know, but the Mexican troops have their hands full with the Zapatistas down in southern Mexico, and they sure don't want to tangle with the United States of America, I can guarantee you.
Well, certainly.
They couldn't even beat the... Let me tell you something. Yeah. They'd have trouble with the Texas Rangers.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that the Mexican army is a bad army. They just don't compare with our level of training and technology, and they've never fought major wars like we have. Their training is, they couldn't do it. They just could not do it. They're good, decent people down there in Mexico.
So what does he think they're going to do? Occupy the United States?
Who?
This is ridiculous.
It's a lie. It's just a bold-faced lie. And hold off on that. See, I don't know if he's a government agent or not, but if he's not a government agent, he was sure duped on December the 31st.
Well, I think he's been duped himself by a lot of this stuff.
Well, could be.
He actually believes it.
Wait till you hear later on, either tomorrow night or Thursday night, a general is going to come out and make an announcement that is going to fulfill all of this stuff that he's building people up to
about
believe.
The missiles being shot off.
Well, we're not going to talk about that yet. We're going to hold that till tomorrow night or Thursday night.
Okay.
And you'll see where this is leading. He builds people up, and then the government delivers the coup de grace. And then he whips up the frenzy, and you can hear the fear and the adrenaline in his voice, and you can tell that these people are panicked.
Right on.
And it causes panic in the population, and people start heading for the hills. They were scared to death.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll keep listening.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
520-333-4578 is the number. See, I bet you most of the people who were listening on December 31st don't even have the brains to be able to put all this together and understand that they were set up to be terrorized, to become hysterical, to head for the hills, to do something stupid, and I'm awful glad that didn't happen. You see, they went overboard. They scared them so bad that they didn't riot. They were trying to dig holes. Good evening. You're on the air.
Oh, Mr. Cooper, it's George in Arkansas.
Hi, George.
I'm glad you've put this all out for everybody to analyze and listen to again. I myself missed it when it was initially on.
Well, you got to do that because people don't think anymore. And see, if I didn't lay this out and let them examine it, they would never even know it occurred, even though they were listening to it and got scared by it all.
Yes, sir. And before anyone realized what was really going on, they would be out in panic mode doing whatever.
Yeah.
And,
well, many of them were, but thank God they didn't riot.
He was also on Tex Mars's show the other night. I had listened to him and spewing this same stuff that he had the other night, and of course promoting his video. Now
he claims that he's always said that Y2K would amount to nothing and nothing would happen. Well, you can see by what you listened to that that's not true. He was promoting it, and I listened to his show this morning. He's still saying that that what he's doing is pulling all the normal news that normally occurs that nobody ever pays any attention to, and he's blaming every bit of it on Y2K. If a little town loses their power for a few hours, it's Y2K. If a computer goes down in a video rental store, it's Y2K.
It's going to be real amusing how they try and spread this out over the next few months to keep the keep everybody on the edge of their seat.
Oh yeah, and they still got all the Y2K commercials going. They're still pulling in the money, and there's still people buying into it.
And then like you said, 2000. They'll
yeah. Guess what he said today? And I called the Atomic Energy Commission to find out if it was true. He said that 12 atomic power plants had shut down in this country. He said that 2 had shut down in Japan. Well, I went to high school in Japan. I made some good friends. I know people in Japan. It's not true. They had a computer problem at 2 nuclear power plants in Japan, and the computer problem was with the computer that monitors certain things in the reactor. and a lot of it is monitoring of radiation. They did not shut down the plants, and within just a few hours, they had both of the computers fixed. No atomic power plants were shut down in Japan. I can't find anywhere in the United States where 12 atomic power plants shut down. I can find 3, period.
If 12 were down, I imagine we'd be in a sad state of affairs here.
I found 3, period. The one in Pennsylvania, one in Michigan, and one down south somewhere. I forget exactly where it's at. But they all shut down for normal, routine things that go wrong in power plants. You see, when you have machinery and you have technology and you have computers, things go wrong. And you have to sometimes shut down equipment to fix things. And it's not a big catastrophe. You notice how he kept saying in those clips that I was running that they didn't shut down for that power transformer. It had to be something really wrong happened in there. Well, that's a lie. They really did shut down because some insulation in the transformer failed. And they only shut down 1 of 2 reactors that they have, because if the reactor is going, they couldn't go in there and work on this piece of equipment that generates the electricity because of the steam pressure. And they had to shut it down to bleed the system in order to work on it.
Well, as you stated, he's a change agent, and he's making it very apparent.
Well, I don't know if he's a change agent. He just might be a dupe. They just might be feeding him this information, and him being such a young man and not understanding how disinformation works, he just might be taking the ball and running with it. He might
a mouthpiece.
Yeah, he just might be an unwitting agent, is what we call that in the intelligence community.
Well, I thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
520-333-4578 is the number. Amazing. I'm amazed. I am amazed, folks. 520-333-4578. I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know if he's just a dupe or if he really is a change agent. But I'll tell you this. Everything that happened on December the 31st was set up by the government, and everything between these radio stations and what the government was doing was coordinated. Good evening. You're on the air.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mr. Cooper. This is Virginia in Texas.
Hi.
I just want to let you know I can't hear part of the program tonight. The VOA is blocking it on both sides.
Well, order the tape.
Pardon me?
Order the tape. Sounds like they don't want you to know. Oh.
Yeah, well, I know already. I mean, the only thing I've got to say about that bunch is they keep claiming they're Christians, which they don't demonstrate any evidence of. You know? I mean, I hear them all day long.
That's true. Especially Jackie Petru. She claims to be a Christian.
I know about her, too.
And preaches New Age nonsense.
Pardon me?
And preaches New Age nonsense all day.
Well, none of them fool me. I've been following this bunch for a long time, and none of them fool me whatsoever.
Good for you.
I know what they are, and I didn't hear most of the programming on Saturday because I had to go someplace, but...
no, this is Friday we're talking about.
Or Friday night, yeah, New Year's Eve, yeah. I had to go someplace. But I've heard them before, and yes, there is an accelerated level of, instant panic-type mode.
Yeah.
And it seemed to me, as it sometimes normally does on the frequencies during the daytime, that it's hype, but unless you're an old-time listener, you wouldn't know that.
Or unless you know how to use your brain.
Yes. And I find that there's a lot of new people coming on, and they haven't got a clue about these people.
That's right.
But
they sure don't.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick call and let you know that you're blocked on both sides tonight by the VOA, and we can hardly hear you at all. So.
Well, I'm going to have to talk to Alan Weiner about that, because I'm paying.
Well,
I'm paying for airtime, and if he can't give me a frequency that people that can hear, then I don't pay for airtime when people can't hear me.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought I'd call you and let you know that you're very hardly audible tonight.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Cooper.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
520-333-4578 is the number. We got time for maybe 2 or 3 more calls. Yeah, if you can't hear the broadcast, order the tape. 520-333-4578 is the number. This series is going to be priceless. People are going to want this series. And it's important. Oh, by the way, it's January. We have our annual sale in January. I'm going to tell you right now, everything that we have is 1/3 off. Now, this isn't something we're just coming up with. We've been doing this every year since 1992. Every year since 1992. It's our annual sale in January. For 30 days, everything is 1/3 off. Everything we have, I don't care what it is. Good evening, you're on the air.
Yeah, Bill, are you, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I've been having real bad reception problems with your station.
Don't get into that. We're talking about a topic. There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, it's an interesting topic, but you know, I just wanted to let you know for the past 2 months.
Call the radio station. There's nothing I can do about it, folks. You just waste airtime. This is valuable airtime. I want to devote it to something that needs to be said. So if you got something that you want to comment on, fine. But don't call in to give me radio checks. It doesn't do any good. It just wastes airtime. There are people listening. No matter how bad the reception may be, there are some people listening who can hear this